Okay, so we've arrived in Darwin and we're going to spend the day exploring, but first John's got to do something. What have you done? Do you want to tell them now what you've done?
Finger and toenails infected.
Yeah. So we're at, where were we? Catherine Gorge.
And put him in the pool, and after that it just went crazy.
So he needs antibiotics. Let's go see what the doctor says. All right.
It's weird, you're doing them on. Because their heads are so far apart. I guess they don't know.
We can't get the phone to work properly.
Bloody Samsungs.
Last time I zoomed like in and out, and this time it's not letting
So
me do
everything's breaking down in the heat.
All right, so we've just been to the doctor.
Okay, antibiotics for me for,
Yeah.
I don't know, 2 weeks or whatever. A week. And no shoes.
Yeah. So now we're going to go into Darwin itself.
But I can't still believe how quick that got infected as soon as we got up here.
It's the heat in your shoes.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, hang on, we like that. Okay.
Oh, it just went different colour then. Went like a bluey colour.
Don't know. Okay,
Yeah,
let's go. All right, so John went to the doctor. We did some groceries. We just chilled out for yesterday afternoon. And today, we've come back into Darwin City, and I've decided that while we're in Darwin, I'm not telling John anything we're doing. I'm just going to say drive here, and that's it. So today we're in Bicentennial Park in Darwin City, and there's a cenotaph here for the World War II. There's a memorial here for the USS Peary, which was bombed when Darwin got bombed. So we're going to go in search of those. Yeah, and then I've got some other things planned, but I'm not telling you.
No, I've got to say, Darwin City is just deserted, eh?
It's weird.
It's weird. You got to pay for your parking everywhere though, but it's just weird. There's no one around.
The parking's full. Everywhere is full, but there's no people. It's very, very, very strange.
Anyway.
Okay, so let's go. And there's something right in front of us, but I don't know what that one is. So let's go have a look.
Hey, well, let's go.
All right, what is it, dear? Oh, this is a memorial to Ludwig Leichhardt. Now, we've been a few places with that explorer.
Yeah.
Friedrich Wilhelm Ludwig Leichhardt, naturalist and explorer and party of pathfinders from Brisbane, reached Port Essington 17th of December 1845. The party comprised John Gilbert, mortality. Oh, and he was speared on the 28th of 6:45. John Roper, James Calvert, John Murphy, William Phillips, and the Aborigines Harry Brown and Charlie.
Who was he, the bloke that got stabbed for his water?
Can't remember.
But the spear went through and broke his water bag. I'm pretty sure. Anyway.
I don't know.
Could have been someone else that got speared.
It says, Leichhardt was born in Trebach, Brandenburg Province, Germany on the 23rd of October 1813. He arrived in Sydney on the 14th of February 1842 and was soon after appointed a government naturalist. Eager to lead his own expedition, he finally received backing from graziers and friends to lead a party 4,800 kilometres from Brisbane to Port Essington. They travelled from Sydney to Brisbane by sea and departed Brisbane on the 1st of October 1844. Their trek, lasting 14 months and 17 days, was a great physical achievement and of major importance to Australia. It resulted in the discovery of many great streams and large areas of grazing land. He was the fella, I can't remember what town we were in, and we went for a walk, and there was a replica of his billy boiling on the...
Oh, yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Can't remember what town that was.
No.
Where's Port Essington? Port Essington's in Darwin, John. Oh, I thought so Essington's in Melbourne. Port Essington's here.
Yeah.
Huh, okay.
I wonder who actually stops and reads these things.
Me?
No, I know, but other people. I wonder how many people
don't
actually
know.
stop and read
So I really don't know which way we've got to go, John,
Well,
to find all
what time's
these.
that parking run out?
We've got an hour and a half. So we'll walk down this way first. Today I've got it all in my trusty book. Everything I find out I write down.
I forgot my chair, but it's alright. I'm sure there'll be one somewhere.
I've got lots of things to do in Darwin, John. Lots of things.
Lots of things.
Yes. So
Good.
much so, I don't know if we're going to run out of time. We might have to come back to Darwin. But if we did, we'd come in the wet season because it's supposed to, the colours are supposed to be
I reckon
very
it'd be
different.
Good in the wet seasons with the waterfalls and stuff.
Yeah. All right, let's have a look down here.
Drop your wings up.
All right, we've spotted another plaque of some sort.
Oh, they're everywhere. Need more shady trees. It's hot.
The Atkinson Walk. Carl Atkinson, a renowned deep-sea diver and engineer, took up lease for the purpose of ship maintenance and storage at Doctor's Gully in the early 1950s. Mr. Atkinson was instrumental in saving the lives of many divers in Darwin over the years after building his own decompression chamber.
Wow.
His efforts also played a part in our tourism industry. He fed a large school of milkfish which came regularly to the inlet of Doctor's Gully on high tide. The area is now a popular tourist destination. He died on the Gold Coast in 1985. Second Lieutenant Robert J. Buell, USAAF World War II fighter pilots, 21st Pursuit Squadron, 35th Pursuit GRP, shot down February 15, 1942. On February 15, 1942, the P-40E Kitty Hawk fighter of the 2nd Lieutenant Buell was one of only 2 planes that were available for the defence of Northern Australia. On this date, both aircraft were sent to defend an Allied convoy under Japanese attack, but only Buell caught up with the fleet. Before he was shot down and plunged to his death, 2nd Lieutenant Buell alone downed a Japanese bomber and cleared safe passage for the Allied ships. His self-sacrifice and valour became an inspiration to all who have learned of it. With grateful appreciation, the American Legion remembers USAAF 2nd Lieutenant Robert J. Buell. Wow.
Interesting, isn't it?
See, we didn't learn anything like this at school.
Nope. We did not.
I've got a story for you, John.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sit down on the chair because it's too hot over there.
The chair would be hot.
Alright, USS Peary, or Peary, however you want to say it. 19th of February 1942 at about 10:45 a.m. the USS Peary was attacked by Japanese dive bombers and struck by 5 bombs. The first bomb exploded on the fantail. The second, an incendiary. I learnt that was a bomb that was made to make a fire, created to cause fire. Incendiary. It landed on the galley deckhouse. The third bomb did not explode. The fourth hit forward and set off the forward ammunition magazines. The fifth, another incendiary, exploded in the after engine room. A .30 caliber machine gun on the after deckhouse and a .50 caliber machine gun on the galley deckhouse fired until the last enemy plane flew away. USS Peary sank stern first at about 1300 hours on 19th of February 1942 with the loss of 91 crew. Now this gun, there's a story about this gun as well. From what I read, it's a 14-inch gun and it points to the site where the shipwreck rests.
Oh.
So
I wonder if that's sticking out the ground down there, maybe.
yeah, I wonder.
I think it's bigger than 14 inches, isn't it?
4-inch gun, so I don't know.
Oh, that's the size of the ammunition of the gun. I thought it said 14 inches.
No, it's actually here. Oh, that Carl Atkinson up here, John, that we did, he did restore it. Darwin Harbour is a resting place for the US destroyer Peary, sunk on the 19th of February 1942 by Japan's Pearl Harbor veterans. This 4-inch gun was salvaged from the Peary in the 1950s by diver Carl Atkinson. It was restored by the Royal Australian Navy for the Northern Territory's 1992 War Service Memorial Year and now points towards the Peary's grave. The wartime Peary came under repeated fire from December 1941 to February 1942. In her last action, she sank with her guns still blazing and represents the US Navy's greatest loss of life in Australian waters. So there's a few things sticking out of the water down here, and this DJI won't capture that. So we're going to try to zoom in with our phone and then pop that footage in here. Could you imagine, John, if we looked down and saw a croc? I'll tell you something really weird. The place we're staying at is on a mango farm, which we'll show you a bit later. Next door neighbour has a crocodile.
Pet crocodile.
A pet crocodile in the backyard. A saltwater one.
It's hard to believe you just can't go for a swim
In there.
in all that water. They got irukandji
I don't know.
jellyfish up here as well.
I'm not really sure. I think that's just on the east coast of, Queensland. But imagine looking down there and going, oh my God, there's a croc.
There probably would be somewhere. I imagine, unless it's too hot for them.
Yeah, and how weird's that? The weather at the moment's too hot for crocs, so they live under the water and don't go on the banks that much. Weird.
They don't need to be charged up.
No. Okay, I found the Darwin Cenotaph. I've left John, I don't know, way away. This walk was a lot. Anyhow, yeah. I've found the Darwin Cenotaph. It's amazing, we go to all the cenotaphs in every town we go to. They're all different. They all represent the same thing, and I think they're just wonderful. I'll give you a quick peek. So all these plaques are dedicated to the memory of certain people. the memory of the men and women of the Australian component who served with the British Commonwealth Occupation Force in Japan from 1945 to 1952, and to those who died as a result of that service, lest we forget. This one here is a nice one. National Service Memorial commemorating the 287,000 young men called up for national service in the Army, Navy and Air Force between 1951 and 1972. Of them, 212 died on active service. They served Australia. And I like this one. Royal College of Nursing Australia, dedicated to the nurses, both military and civilian, who suffered and died while representing Australia in times of conflict. We used to hear the last post. Oh, a most harrowing sound floating across the river to the hospital. The river was between us and the cemetery. Behind each ward tent was this little slab of cement, and that was for putting the Sawyer stove on. On that you would put the steriliser. And you can boil up dressings, but you had to light it up. Of course, the wood was nearly always damp. That was written by Lorna Florence Laffer, triple certified trained nurse, 119th AGH Adelaide River in 1942. Those plaques go on for quite a bit. There's a few people down here reading them, but they are so interesting and well worth a visit. Okay, now I'm going to go and find John because I am so thirsty. Okay, John's just giving me anxiety. Have a go how he's parked.
It's really much of a wall to stop you.
There's nothing to stop you. That's friggin' freaky. I can't even look.
How quick can you get out of the car?
That's anxiety heaven. And there's crocodiles in there, John.
How fast can you swim?
The Willie B started life as a destroyer. She was converted into a seaplane tender by removing 2 of her 4 boilers and funnels, modifying her weapons capability, and installing an aviation. We were stationed in the Philippines when I received a dispatch from the Admiral in Manila at 0300 on December 8, 1941, stating,
quote, Japan has commenced hostilities. Govern yourself accordingly.
And headed our way. We held our breath as they flew at less than 100 feet over us. It was quite a temptation for some of the more trigger-happy crew, but I'd given the orders not to fire unless we were attacked.
Okay, so they've got a bombing platform here. And it reenacts what happened in the bombing of Darwin, and you stand on this platform and it shudders when the bombing starts. Now every 20 minutes in this facility an air raid goes off and you run over to this platform and this is what happens. So it's a big reenactment of that bombing. There it all goes there. And then you also, on that platform, that's like a television as well. Oh!
Okay, so that was that bombing platform. You can hear that one every 20
It
minutes.
finished. Anyhow, we're going to go over to now the VR experience, and John's all ready to roll. So I just did that virtual reality experience. That was really cool. And I walked around the corner and John's doing this. That was pretty cool. Did you keep spinning around and looking around?
Looking around like that.
That was unreal, wasn't
virtual
it?
reality, that's good. I
That
like
was
it.
really cool. Alright, have you watched all these, have you?
No.
We watched John Curtin. I think he was the Prime Minister, wasn't he?
I don't know.
Oh, you've got questions here. So what was your reaction?
I received reports about the bombing of Darwin on the evening of the 19th of February, and I wanted to assure and rally the people of Darwin and Australia.
How clever is that? Okay, so that one was John Curtin, the Prime Minister at the time. Now I'm going to press the button of Hajime Toyoshima. And again, you ask questions. Why did the Japanese attack Darwin?
This was the largest single attack on Australia. Our purpose was to terrify Australians and their allies to make sure that they stayed in Australia. Darwin is going to be based naval and air operations against the war that was raging in Southeast Asia.
It's pretty cool. They're just like a really thin board, and then you've got that animation or whatever you call it behind it. Have a go. See how thin it is? Okay, the first. Oh, so this fellow was the first prisoner of war captured on Australian soil. Sergeant Hajime Toyoshima was born on the 20th of March 1920 in the Kagawa Prefecture in Japan, a Japanese airman ranked as Chief Petty Officer with the Imperial Japanese Navy. He participated in the first air raid on Darwin on the 19th of February 1942. During the air raid on Darwin on the 27th of February 1942, his plane was damaged, causing him to crash land on Melville Island, and this was the first intact Zero seized by the Allies. Okay, down the back through the gift shop, look what you've got. A Royal Flying Doctor plane. You can sit in there, can't you?
Like climbing in there.
Well, the pilots do it. You can be a doctor.
Be a doctor? God, they're small in here.
We've got our pedal to the metal.
You climb in the front.
Okay.
How you feeling? A bit sweaty, I'm gonna have to just rock you down, right?
A bit squashy in here.
Wow. They must put the seat back, surely.
Okay. I'll give you some more friendly things. Burning you by now.
You gotta get out too, don't forget.
Yeah, I can't get in.
No, I don't have a shoehorn.
That's all, yeah.
Wow.
Each of these shots we're giving you is burning your chest every time.
You can't even see over here, like...
It's going to cause you some pain, so
What do they look for? You know, look at the dashboard.
Well, they don't look there, they look through the front.
Yeah, yeah, I
Look at the
suppose.
controls.
see that you're with me and that you're aware of your surroundings and everything, okay? Okay, and I'll give you
God, you want to get freaking good back and everything for in here.
I reckon.
You, so you gotta go straight in, okay?
You're a bit of patient, are you?
We'll be starting our descent in 7 minutes.
Mind your head, all right?
Yeah.
Jesus.
51.
So I didn't film you as you were walking in.
Mm.
So did you enjoy that visit to the Royal Flying Doctors?
It was fantastic. I'd recommend it.
What was it? Royal Flying Doctors and the Bombing of Darwin exhibition.
Yeah, both together.
So good. $30 each to entry. But yeah, I loved it.
It's worth it. It's just worth it for the aircon. No, it's good. It's good.
True. All
Good,
right.
very interesting.
I'm going to browse the gift shop as usual.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're walking along Darwin Harbour Wharf now. And there's this big eatery here, but we've just eaten lunch.
No, it's just so hard to believe, though, that so many people were bombed right here.
Right here.
Killed.
It's weird. And all the boats that would have been out there.
Yeah, right here on this spot.
And when we look out, if we look over that way, this is the way the Japanese planes came, from here. Imagine standing here and that happening to you. I just can't get over the fact that not only is there sharks in that water, but there could be crocodiles there.
Probably both. Well, there would be both. I don't know if the crocodiles swim out this far, do they?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think they swim out this far.
Do they? Pop it in the comments below about crocodiles. Do they actually swim a long way from shore, like this far out? Like, if you think shore is way over there.
I think they're territorial. That's a long way.
We'll go and walk through this food court. You know, people say Sydney Harbour's beautiful, and we're from Sydney originally. I don't know. This is quite nice.
No, it's not as nice as Sydney Harbour.
But
The colour of the water's nice.
The colour of the water is beautiful, and there's no people around.
Because it's out of season. And no one's silly enough to walk around in 38-degree heat.
Except us. It's so bright, I should have my sunglasses
That's why it's
on.
deserted here.
Yeah. Anyhow, let's go to the car and figure out what else we want to do. Alright, we've come here. Crocosaurus Cove. Now, John doesn't want to be here, do you? We used to live near Australia Zoo at Biwa, and we've seen heaps of crocodiles, but there's a reason I wanted to come here. But there's a reason I wanted to come here. So, we'll take you in and we'll show you why.
If you want to get up close with a crocodile, just take it down to the beach.
No. Alright, let's go and have a look.
I'm excited.
Well, I'm excited because I wanted to
really
see all
excited.
this.
But we're here doing the same thing.
Yeah, but you're actually in the water with it.
But it's the same. You can't see it being the same thing.
Well,
You can't see it being the same thing.
it's
being
that they're
there or
wet.
here.
They're wet and we're dry.
So we're smart.
Yeah, but it's still.
How much extra does that cost?
I don't know. It's a bit of money, I think. Let's keep walking and we'll come back. Oh my God! Look at the size of him. That's why he's not down in the water, John. He's here. Really, John? The camera doesn't do that justice. Like that is huge.
Oh, the crocodile? Yeah, it would be.
Oh, stop
What?
it! Oh my God!
What?
But hey, God! Oh, he's moving.
Who's that feeding, mother?
Yeah. He's not interested in that food.
He's alive. He's trying to feed him.
Okay, we're in the reptile room. This is as close to snakes as I'm ever going to get. Oh, it's a king brown, John. What else do they call it? Or a king brown or mulgus snake? I have a fear of Harry Potter happening.
Looks a bit green.
It does, doesn't it? Oh look, John, he's buried his head.
He's trying to bite something.
Wow. He is. I've never seen a snake do this before. Well, that is the most exciting thing I've seen with reptiles, and I hate reptiles. Did you notice the colour of that one? It was kind of like a greeny colour. So brown snakes aren't always brown. That's a lace monitor. Oh, John's walked away. You can see how interested John is. I'm going to hold a crocodile. I'm going to hold a crocodile, John. Stop it.
What?
Can you see how interested John is in this place?
I'm very excited.
Well, I'm excited because I wanted to see crocodiles closer than what I've ever seen before. So, we're doing it. Under sufferance, but we're doing it.
Daddy.
I'm doing it.
What's that? What's that?
I'm doing it.
Excuse me.
I'm petrified. I know they got their tape snouts in. Are these? So these are salt waters?
Yeah, salt water.
Oh, so their nose doesn't come real stubby until they're bigger.
No. That's how. If you saw a freshie beside it, you'll notice it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You don't want to get a photo with it?
He's a bit more active now than he was before, isn't he? This is why I wanted to come here. Look how close you get to the crocs. Oh, he's gone away. That was cool.